Girl, let's talk about it. Did you hear them talking about it? Oh my God, do you know this? What? Oh my God.
Oh my God, Shani Lavalier Nicole. Shani Lavalier Nicole on a roll. Lighting up the stream, the vibe is full. Shani Lavalier Nicole, let's go. Kicking down doors, we make some noise. Grown folks talk with truth and voice. Doing it big, turning up the flow. Shani Lavalier Nicole, you know. Oh yeah, it's Shani Lavalier Nicole. Oh yeah, it's Shani Lavalier Nicole. Everywhere, it's Shani Lavalier Nicole. Oh yeah, grown talk vibes, the moment is here.
Thank you for tuning in.
This is how I reset myself when I'm a little overwhelmed, all right? It's just a breathing exercise where you breathe in deeply through your nostrils, you hold it for 1 to 2 seconds, and then you slowly exhale. Do that for 30 seconds. Each time you breathe in, you are breathing in newness. You're breathing in God's source energy. And every time you exhale, you are exhaling whatever problem, anxiety, or fear that you currently have. Reminding yourself that you are always safe and that your wellness is always assured. And your wellness has always been assured. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be here right now. So I'm going to set the timer for 30 seconds and we're going to go ahead and get started. You can go along with me for 30 seconds of breathing. Ready? Let's go. Inhale, hold. Inhale, hold. Inhale. Picture yourself blowing out the problems. Do not rush your exhale. And that's it. We're done. 30 seconds. That goes fast. See how quick that is? You want to know what the real addiction is? See, the real addiction is them stories. It's them stories you're attached to. It's them stories that you keep telling and not realizing that there's energy attached to those stories. The stories of what happened, how it happened, who did it, why they did it, you know, all of that stuff. Yes, those things happened. Are they happening right now? No. And in my healing process, I had to ask myself the same question, as well as, you know, the perspective in which I have always told certain stories, right? It's the perspective and that carries the energy, right? So if I'm coming from a perspective of a victim, that's carrying a certain energy. If I'm coming from a perspective of anger, fear, resentment, that's carrying a certain energy. I noticed over the years as I healed certain things and continue to heal certain things, the way I tell certain stories either change or I don't even want to tell the story at all because I'm not attached to it emotionally, I'm not attached to it energetically, and I come from a different perspective which gives me a new form of energy, which is power. It empowers me, right? Same old story or the same thing that happened, but it's told in a different perspective, in a different way. I see it in a different light because remember, there's always multiple perspectives to one thing. So I'm not gonna put you on the spot or nothing, but you know, just ponder to yourself, what old stories am I still addicted to? What old stories am I still telling? And how do they make me feel when I tell them? Do I want to feel that way? If not, then consider, just be open to a new perspective of the same old story. So here I am, once again, outdoors, making the outdoors or somebody's random park my office. That's what I like to do. I bring my work out here and I, you know, will stop, take breaks, do my meditation. But the real reason why is because grounding is extremely important. I've done a lot of videos on grounding, but now we're approaching a period in the seasons where it starts to get a little cooler. And so I am going to do some videos showing you how to also ground when it's cold outside, because it's not as easy. And for some of y'all, even when it's not cold outside, y'all ain't getting out here to do everything. Because some people just don't like to put their bare feet on the grass, but I'm going to tell you, nothing trumps putting your bare feet on the grass. Absolutely nothing. But there are alternatives. One of the alternatives is grounding shoes. I have me a pair that I got online, and that helps the electrical charge of your body to go through to the earth, because humans are the only species on the face of this planet that's not connected to the earth, that's not grounded. And we wonder why we're so off balance and we're so sick, right? Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. That's why. The other thing is grounding mats. You could have a grounding mat that you sit on and while you're in your office. You can put it on a chair and you can ground. But there is, not just sitting on it is good, but there is a method to it. I'm going to talk about that, and I have one of those as well. The other way is putting your back up against a tree, okay? Putting your back up against a tree. I'm going to do a video showing that as well, and how you can properly ground through a tree. You don't have to take your shoes off for that. It's best if you do, but if you don't, you don't have to. And then there's, little things you can use within your house, right? Because there's things that goes into the earth. Pipes, metal pipes. Metal conducts electricity. Your body, your soul, your energy is electricity. So the point of grounding is that your soul is grounded into the earth. Not being grounded is similar to, because this is your vehicle, right? It's similar to driving a vehicle around and you're going like 100 miles per hour, but you're hanging out the sunroof. That's not very safe. And that's how most people are riding around in their vehicle throughout the day, hanging out the sunroof. Also, grounding is like taking an energetic number 2. I did a video about that. So not grounding is like not doing a number 2, right? So it's like really being backed up energetically. That energy and that flow is not flowing, right? So that just means that you end up with blockages within your chakra system, within your energetic system. So to prevent that, or to maintain and manage that, grounding is extremely important. There's only 2 things that I really preach to the high.
Hey, girlfriend.
Hey, girlfriend. Hello. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Unfiltered at 5 with Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. I hope everyone is doing good today. Yes. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I am excited. I'm excited today. We have a phenomenal lady coming on today to speak about grounding and mindfulness. As soon as she comes up, we'll bring her up. But, we're just going to talk about this. We're going to let Leah read it off and start this off so we can get this show popping.
All right. So once again, welcome to Unfiltered at 5 with Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. And our topic today, the connection between mindfulness and grounding, with special guest Lili Washington, where we explore the unseen connections between mind, body, and spirit. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that feels more important than ever, than the connection between mindfulness and grounding. In a world that moves faster every day, many of us live in our heads, constantly thinking, planning, and worrying. But what does it really mean to come back to the present moment, to feel our feet on the earth again? My guest today is an energy healer who works with people to realign, recenter, and reconnect to their own energetic truth. Together, we'll unpack how mindfulness isn't just a mental practice, it's an energetic one too. So settle in, take a deep breath, and let's get grounded.
Let us get grounded. We are going to bring up our fabulous, wonderful guest, Lili Washington. I'm so excited to have her. Hello, beautiful.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi.
I'm good. Hold on one second. The dog wants to bark. Let me bring him in here. Hey, Goldie, come here. Hey, Goldie, come here. Come on.
Toby said he wants some
If I bring him in here with me, then he'll be grounded, and then we can all get grounded together. How about that?
together.
You're right.
Okay.
Well, welcome, little fella.
Well, wow, the dog got dressed up for us today too.
This boy, he has more clothes than most humans. This is ridiculous. And I am not at the part of accountability yet, so I will not be taking accountability for this. This is his auntie's doing. His auntie buys him outfits all the time.
Oh wow, he's a cutie.
Wow, he's
Absolutely
cute.
a doll.
Don't let him hear you.
We are excited. So we're like all edgy at the edge of the seat here.
Right.
Excited about this show and just learning about grounding and mindfulness and just thinking different. It's a new path for me. It's something that I've been doing lately.
I know.
Yes, and it has been, but I had to make it fun because I don't like grass. It burns my feet real bad. But I say, I got to get out here because every time I went to someone, they would say, "Do you go outside? Do you walk in the grass? Do you do anything?" And I'm like, "No, absolutely not." And when I finally did it, when I tell you, I felt lifted. Like I felt like free, just running around a tree, running in my yard. People probably think I'm crazy, but I got something out of it. And of course, I dragged Leah Nicole along for them rides with me too. And she said the same thing. She was like, "It felt so good."
Let me tell you, and this is
It'll take me a minute to get used to it.
Oh yeah. In this society that we live in, we take grounding like just with a minimum amount of concern, right?
Mm-hmm.
And grounding is like taking an energetic number 2.
Yeah, we just played that video of you saying that.
Okay.
Right.
So what happens is when you think of anything in this world, like any plant, any animal, a telephone pole, it's only able to operate at its maximum capacity if it is first grounded. Even Wi-Fi is grounded, right? And so humans, we the only ones that try to defy nature and wonder what's wrong. Well, I wonder what's wrong, right?
Right.
And it's because we're not connected. So the purpose is really to be both grounded to the universe, your God or whatever, and then be grounded also into the earth, the heavens and the earth, right? Because we're spiritual beings having a human experience, not one or the other. We're both.
Okay.
And some people are too grounded where they don't have spiritual connection, or they are not aware of spiritual, because everyone has spiritual connection, but they may not be aware of it. And then some people are too grounded in like the universe or in the spiritual, and then they're not grounded into the earth, and they just little all over the place, right? And so it's important to be centered. That's what they mean by being centered, right? Being grounded in both the upper and the here and now.
Okay.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, like for me, there's signs and symbols when I'm not grounded. One, anxiety. See, your body is talking to, like your soul is talking to you all the time through your body. Like, and any little itch, scratch, pain, anxiety, fear, emotion is all your higher self, your soul speak, or God, or whatever you want to call it, whatever your term is, it's always going to speak to you through your body. So when I'm feeling unfounded fear, I know I'm not grounded. Like, what am I afraid about next week's bills for? It's today. It's what are we?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Anxiety of any sort, where you have no need to be anxious. All these little things is like signs and symbols that you're not grounded. It's just your body saying, "Hey, Shelly, hey, Leah Nicole, take a second and come here, be here, because you in next week's bills, or you with something that happened 20 years ago. Be here."
Right. That's my struggle right there by itself. I'm always into the following week and then the following month, and you're right, and that's anxiety because I have it bad. I have bad anxiety. That's why I started grounding too. Just looking for ways and trying to find a different path. I was like, I got to do something different because I was tired of feeling like I was going to have a heart attack. Like I would get these these rushes where I'm just sweating profusively. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? And then it's not, it wasn't that. When I went to the doctor, they was like, you having panic attacks. It's anxiety.
Yeah.
Bad.
I gotta learn how to do it more often because I don't ground it at all. She got me doing it, and I have very bad anxiety. I'm always worried about something. Always worried about I'm one of them people who worried about the next week and worried about the days. So yeah.
So can I let you off the hook? Can I let you off the hook and make it a little easy for you? Because everybody, like you said, Shelly, everybody's not going to go outside in the grass, and especially we're going into the winter right now. So there are practical ways to ground without having to touch grass. Now, personally, I will tell you, nothing beats grass. The only thing that comes close to it, and I did this with a client today. I just came from working with a client in Central Park, and I taught her the tree exercises. You can put your back against a tree, right? And allow the tree to extract the extra energy, the anxiety, the worry, right? So you put your back against a tree and you feel your tailbone, right? Because your tailbone is where your root chakra is at, right? And imagination goes a long way. So you picture that tailbone kind of like a pipe, and that pipe goes into the tree. And when you start breathing, you breathe in new energy. And then you breathe out. And when you breathe out, you push that energy into the tree. Trust me, you're going to feel it. You're going to realize how alive that tree is. And that's it. And it's there for that reason. Like, it's there to help you. Nature is there to help you. We have so many tools. Right. So that's the second best thing. The other thing is for people, like if it's too cold, because I live in New York, everyone's not going to go to a tree all the time or in this weather. So then you have grounding mats that you can get online. You have grounding shoes if you still want to go outside, but you don't like to touch the grass. I have both the grounding mat, the grounding shoes. You have grounding sheets, grounding mattresses that you can sleep on. So we're at a place in society or a place in history where we really don't have any excuse not to ground. Here's another thing. Metal pipes, like where your faucet, right? It's metal. It's going into what? The ground. Metal conducts electricity. Your soul, your energy is what? Electricity. And your hands have chakras in them. They're connected to the root chakra. So you grab that faucet, breathe in, push that extra energy through your hands and down in that socket, and let that socket take it down to the ground, do what it got to do. Right?
I think I'd rather the alternatives than putting my feet in grass because I really hate grass. So I think I'd rather the alternatives.
Yeah, I'm so addicted to the grass now because I've gotten really good at grounding now. And I promise you, it has been a lifesaver. And I don't want to go too dark here, but Shelly, you're aware, like my brother was murdered this year, right? And when I tell you, out of every tool that I use, that one right there was so fail-proof. I don't know how something so simple could be so powerful, right? But every time I felt like I was so overwhelmed that I just like didn't know what to do, something about going in that grass, and it was like being plugged to a charger or something. It worked 100% of the time, right? Because I've really gotten into the flow of of how to do it, how to pour my energy in and connect with the earth and allow it to, because it know what to do. Even if I don't really know, it know what to do. Right. And it worked 100% of the time. And I'm like, I was a believer before, but now ain't nobody can tell me nothing different.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what I feel like when I first did it, the first time I went out there on the grass, I was like, I got out there and I was like, oh, this is burning. And then I said, well, I got to make it fun because it's itching so bad. So I just started running. I was like, if I run in this grass, but I found that when I did it, I was happy. I was in a happy place. It was my little place where nobody can bother me. You know what I'm saying? So I just was out there running, and then it became like a thing. Everybody was like, I like you running. It makes me want to run on the grass too. So I run a little more on the grass. Just let me run a little faster. But it does. It makes you feel lifted. Like, oh, like, okay, it's not as heavy as it. I think I would probably stick to the grass too, Lily. I don't think I would go to the pipes. I think I like the idea of the grass, even in the cold. I like the grass.
And you can use the grounding shoes for the itchy part. Like the grounding shoes are like $30-something.
I gotta Google that. I didn't know they even had those.
They have copper in them, and the copper helps to conduct the. You could, and I've had people who do HVAC. They put that tester to make sure it's working. And like, oh, it actually is working. Like your energy is coming through those shoes and through that copper. Yeah,
okay.
Because
so I gotta look that up. I gotta look that up.
Because I always stress this: we are not this vehicle. We are not this body. We're the spirit, soul inside the body. That is electricity. That is energy. We're energy first. We're just using this vehicle to get through the human experience, right? But we have been so conditioned to identify as our vehicles instead of the grandness of our soul, which is infinite, right? So it's just as insane as if you buy a new Nissan and people like, ask, well, who are you? You're like, Nissan, I'm the Nissan.
I'm a Nissan, right?
Right? That's crazy, right? And that's how crazy we are. Like, we really legit think we're this avatar, right?
Right.
But this is just the house, the temple, the vehicle for who we really are, which is an infinite soul, right? And so energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transmuted and transferred, right?
Absolutely.
And then if you're anyone like me, if you're an empath, let me just talk about that, because I live in New York City. I just came from being out there with the people. And if I'm not grounded, if I'm not grounded into my own energy, into my own aura, I'm now picking up on everything around me, because I have this gift that's also a burden, right? Of being an intuitive and being an empath, and I can read, and people think it's so cool, which it really is. But when it's not balanced, I'm in New York City reading everybody as I'm walking down the street, feeling everybody's stuff as I'm on the train. And that's not cool, right? Or even if you're not in New York City, you're in your family, you're at your job, you're at Walmart, and you're wondering why you're feeling away. A lot of this stuff is not yours. A lot of that anxiety is not yours. A lot of that anxiety led to cold. That's not yours either.
Wow.
Yeah, but we don't know how to manage our energy. Because we don't think we're energy. We're trying to manage everything else. We think we're this. But once we know how to manage our energy, everything else falls into place.
Well, how do you do that? Like, where do you start with that?
I love that question. First of all, like I said before, your higher power, God, source, whatever you want to call it, is going to communicate with you first through your body. So the first thing is learning your body. Learning your chakra systems, your energetic systems, because here's the thing, because now you got me in my bag now. The thing, right? we create. Remember, the universe is you in reverse. So if you like what you're saying, you created it. If you don't, you created it.
That too.
And you created it from your energetic centers, your chakras, right? So you have your base chakra, your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, your heart, your throat, your third eye, your crown. Okay, and this is an energetic system that is designed to flow up and down. This is why you want to be connected to the heavens and the earth, because the energy is flowing back and forth, up and down, and it needs to be clear, right? But here's the thing: we're humans. It ain't gonna be clear all the time, because you're gonna have trauma. You're gonna have we got all kind of stuff we got with us.
That's going on.
Right.
And your body remembers it all. Every trauma, thought, action, deed done to you, it remembers it all. And because we don't know how to manage our energy, it gets stuck and it gets stored in certain chakra systems. And for all of us, we have certain areas that kind of store more than others, depending on what was passed down to us generationally, or what we just picked up along the way, right?
Right.
So, can I do a little slight reading right now?
Absolutely.
You sure? You give me consent?
I'm nervous, but yes. I said it was a yes for me, so yes.
Okay.
I'm agreeing for you to go into my inner me and pull out whatever's in there.
All right. For you, you carry a lot of your stored energy in your stomach, in your sacral chakra, and your solar plexus. And so what that's telling me right now, because I literally can feel it as if I'm you right now. And that's just to deal with like relationships, family, emotions, creativity, sex, all that good fun stuff, right? That's in your sacral chakra. Then you're dealing with your solar plexus, which is your willpower or lack thereof, right? That's your power center. And so those two really kind of go hand in hand. So when that sacral chakra is off balance, then the willpower or your will is distorted, right? So now you're dealing with that sacral chakra that's holding old stuck energy, right? From childhood. And then you're wondering, and it also is to deal with identity, with your self-identity, right? So I'm gonna give you an example of what that looks like. Sometimes we're trying to figure out what direction to go in life, right? We know we're creative, right? Because you're a creative being. But it's like, what is it that's blocking between me and my goal, right? And a lot of times it's because we're creating from a place that has distortions because of the old energy that's stuck there. So now you might be creating because this is what you think you're supposed to be doing in order to get to whatever. But because you're not in touch with your body, right, you're not doing what Shelly is supposed to be doing. And so right now, and like I said, that's also dealing with relationships too. So right now, this is why certain relationships are being removed from you, right? Because you are growing, but that's why you're kind of uncomfortable right now. You're like in this growing pain stage. So you're growing and some of your relationships are vibrating out. And what that looks like is they're being exposed. Because God knows if they're not exposed, you'll still keep them around.
That's deep.
You're gonna find a reason to keep certain people around that don't need to be around. And so where you're moving into a place where your relationships need to be more pure, because you'll be wondering why this isn't popping off over here, and you're thinking it has to do with something right here, but no, it's stuck energy from right here, right? It's people that you probably have been having around that what I'm seeing is stagnant energy. They have stagnant energy. And it's because what it is with you, and I had the same thing, we see the infamous potential in people, right? And you see the beauty in them. And so what I've had to learn is this. With people, all of us, including me, we're like that beautiful, like that treasure, that beautiful treasure in the middle of the Amazon forest. And you and we see this beautiful treasure. And we're like, oh, because it's there. It's true. It's there. But what's also true is, in order to get to that treasure, you got to go through some jungle. You got to go past some water moccasins and some snakes and some monkeys and some terrain. And so sometimes we got to ask ourselves, is the juice worth the squeeze, right? Because you got to be able to accept all of that, right? Like, can I accept, to get to that treasure, can I accept everything that comes with getting it? Sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes is no. And sometimes we will fool ourselves and just focus on that treasure, that beauty in that person's heart, but not realizing it's coming with other things that hinder us. Yes. And that's what you've been doing. And right now, you're not allowed to do it anymore. It's not working anymore. And so in order to help you out, you're being disappointed. You're being betrayed. They're being exposed. And it's for your good, because all of that will be replaced. Because remember, it's just energy. So once that's moved, that's only being moved so that new energy can come in. It's like when a kid is losing their baby tooth, right? It's being pushed out because a new tooth is coming up. Man. And that's what's happening with you right now, right? So with stomach issues, do you experience yeah,
all the time.
Yeah, because you're holding energy there. I feel it right now, right? So it's being asked to be moved. So when we're uncomfortable, it's actually not a bad thing. It's just communication from your body. Inflammation is information.
Right.
Okay? So it's just saying, hey, Shelly, You're holding on to something you don't need to be holding on to. Hey, Shelly, I'm ready to heal this trauma between whatever happened when you was a child. It's just letting you know, hey, you're resisting change or something.
Right.
But
I'm holding on to it.
so that's what's going on. So your body tells you things like that. So it's important to know your body and listen to your body.
I'm learning.
It's
It's uncomfortable, like you said, it's you feel a different kind of feeling. It's something because you can feel the change, but it's like not knowing what it is. It's being afraid of the change. But then you're right when you say, I know I have to move forward because I can't do the back thing anymore. It's like it's almost like my body's pushing me and saying, you've got to do this now. You don't have a choice. This is what it is. So yeah, I could relate. I can definitely relate to
that. That is definitely what's happening. I have good news and challenging news. So the good news is, like I said, this is all being done for your highest good because you're going somewhere. The other thing that's being activated in you right now is your throat chakra. You're being called to communicate from a more authentic place. Not what you think you need to do to get where you need to go, but doing what's coming from. Because once you clear all of this, right, you're gonna be pulling stuff from your gut. It has to come from there. It doesn't have to come from chasing algorithms or doing with the fad of what's that. It has to come from here because it's yours. Like whoever your audience is, they're already there. They're already waiting for you, but they can only hear you if this is activated properly. And if it's coming from the most authentic place. And sometimes that's scary because I feel the fear behind being like, the other thing is with this is authenticity, the sacral chakra, that's authenticity, right? So I feel a little ancestral fear behind authenticity because somewhere down the line when people were authentic, they paid consequences.
Right.
Including you. Right. So you're just being asked to clear that so that you can come from the most authentic place so that your audience of whatever you're going to be doing knows it's you. And like, that's what I've been looking for right there. I've been looking for her. That's it, Right. And it comes to you. If it doesn't come to you easy, it's not in alignment. I don't believe in work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I understand that a lot of things now they come, things come to me differently now. And it's ever since, like I said, ever since I've been grounding, ever since I've been finding this place and this peace in my mind and releasing confusion and letting go of things of letting go of me on the, just things that I see now. And I'm like, whoo. And I say, when I went over to Africa, it was something about being there that connected me differently. And when I got back, I knew I was different. That was the crazy thing. They say, go over there and you feel all these things. When I went over there, that's what it was for me. It was like, something's different. I feel different about this and this and this and this and why. And I kept asking the why, and I'm searching for the answers to those whys. And then someone had said to me, do you go outside and do you ground? And I'm like, no, why would I do that? I hate grass.
So when you went to Africa, you went through an activation. You were meant to be over there during that time. So you were activated. And that means new energy, higher energy was able to flow through your system, right? So now you're vibrating on a different channel. So you come back and now you're seeing things different, right? But then you looking at people different. And, I didn't tell you the challenging news. The challenging news next year, you're going to see more. Some people are going to be exposed more.
Ooh, Lord, I can't take no more exposure.
I know.
I'm about to fall off from what I'm going through now.
Yeah. But here's the thing. The other part of the sacral chakra, this is the flow center. See, this is why it keeps coming back to your stomach. Is that once this area is cleared and harmonized and you have, made some peace with it and all the good stuff, you'll start beginning to flow more. And what that looks like for me today, I know when the season's over. You ain't going to catch me in a winter coat in the summertime. No.
Right.
Thanks for your services. We had a great time. Thanks for the memories. I love you. Let it flow. Let it go.
And let it
Right.
go.
And feel whatever I got to feel. Right.
Yeah.
And look at my part and do the best work to start to take the because remember, I created it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
So
You're absolutely right.
Right. So I gotta see, how did I create this? Right. And it's always a lesson in it, because here's the thing: anything that's making you uncomfortable, when you start to work on it, it's just because the gold, that treasure that we're looking for in the Amazon, is right underneath it. It's never in vain if you choose to look at it from a higher space. Because remember, this is what I tell my clients: everything in this universe has at least 12 perspectives. So if the perspective that you are currently holding, that you bought into, is leaving you feeling angry, disempowered, resentful, that's all energy getting stuck.
Yeah.
Right? So then you could say, but I got a choice, because I don't like how this perspective is leaving me feeling. It's draining my energy. But there are more perspectives. There are higher perspectives. Even if I don't know what it is in this moment, I know that there's a higher perspective. So here's the thing: I'm going to become open to letting it flow in. Right. And once you let God, the universe, know that you're open to a new perspective, that higher perspective is going to come in. Right. And that perspective usually leaves me, I'm going to be like feeling empowered, feeling like a place of forgiveness, of letting go. Like, you know what? I see it in a different way now. Right. And it usually does come with accountability, but not the kind of accountability where you beating yourself up. Ain't nobody got time. Don't nobody need to be beating themselves up. Not around me. You ain't doing it around me. Right. But just ownership, just ownership, neutrality, just like, yeah, that was me. Yeah, I created that. Yeah, I did that. You know?
Right.
So, you know, that's pretty much what's going on. You're being challenged to grow, and you're uncomfortable because there's a lot of gold underneath. You know, and your soul is tired of creating from these certain spaces. It's tired of those stories. It wants new stories, but new characters are going to be coming in too, that are going to match your current frequency. They're coming, but they can't come until, because right now you're in a cocoon. You're not a caterpillar. You're not a butterfly. So right now you're not where you're landing. You're not in your landing space. So they can't come in right now. The new can't come in because it's still, the old is still flowing out. Let it go. The quicker you let it go, the quicker you don't resist, the quicker you don't try to hold on, the quicker you can get through this cocoon, and just accept it. Just accept that I'm uncomfortable. I'm in a cocoon. I feel these feelings. I feel betrayed. I feel hurt. I feel lost. I feel lonely. Own all of them. Sit in them. There's nothing wrong with your feelings.
Right.
You know, and let them flow through your body. Right. Cry from your belly. Do whatever you got to do. Right. To get that energy up out of you. Because the quicker you do that, now what's happening? Now you got room. You got room, right? So now the newness that matches your current frequency can flow in, right? But you have to go through this cocoon that we all have to go through when we grow. It's not personal. It's just growing pains, and it's beautiful. I see what the other side looks for you, and I feel what it looks like for you, and it's worth it. So that's the good news.
That's good to know. That's great to know.
Yes, but you're not getting away from me. You sitting over there looking like, I hope she don't read me.
Aaliyah's looking like,
you talking about me? Oh, stop. I'm just engaged. I'm listening. I'm taking it all in.
That's a lot, but I feel all of what you're saying, and it's so crazy because you're so spot on with everything that you've said. It's like, yeah, I've been, and we talk, you know, me and Lee and Nicole talk. I'm like, why am I? I just feel, and I've been, them pains that you're talking about. But I've noticed things around me and the shift, and it's a shift. And I said that. I said, Africa didn't happen by accident. I was supposed to be there, and I'm supposed to be here doing something. And I have, and it's not for me to figure it out. It's just going to come to me, and I just allow.
Flow. You're going to be in your divine feminine. This is going to be clear, so it's going to flow in. You're feminine. Like, You ain't got to be running out like, nah, you'll know when to move because it'll just flow away. I'm telling you, when them chakras is clear. And this is how I know when something's not clear with me, because I'm used to flow.
Right.
That's my normal.
Right.
I own it, right? So when it's not clear indication, there's a blockage somewhere, go ahead and get that straightened out so we can get back to our,
Your
this
normal.
this is not to say you don't go through things. You're going to go through things. Like, that's just life. You ain't getting out of that, right? But I don't resist those things. I don't resist anything, right? I allow myself to feel whatever I need to feel, so that it can move through my body, because you got to feel it to heal it. And it's only coming up to be addressed because your soul is speaking to you through your body. Your soul is like, Shelly, we done sung that song way too many times. I only want to do the remix. I don't add no more other characters on this song. We need new material from you.
But you're right, though. You are so right. You're so right. You're right. That's how it sounds in my head. I'm not even gonna lie. I'd be like, what is you thinking, girl? Stop it. Because I'll think and rethink some stuff. And now I'm learning how to not rethink the things that I once thought about. I'd be like, okay, it's a reason why this is not around. It's a reason why this is happening. It's a reason why I feel uncomfortable. And it's so uncomfortable, But I'm getting there.
Yeah, you are. No, you are. And I meant to tell you, I see that you're doing the work. So I'm just validating that through confirmation, because you didn't tell me you was doing the work, right? So right. I'm just letting you know you are. And this is why you're uncomfortable, because you are doing the work. And so you're going through the growing pains, and things are being removed that they don't no longer match the frequency that you're currently at and where your soul wants to go. And I'm letting you know, you don't even have a clue of what that looks like. So don't even try. Like, just be, because it's beautiful. And because this is the thing, like I was sharing in one of the other videos I did. I just woke up one morning last year and was a total vegan. Did not want meat. It was like I never had it a day in my life. Mm-hmm. And not just vegan, but I didn't want none of the food like I used to eat any and everything I wanted to eat all the time, right? No consequences. And the most junk food ever. I mean, I could eat whatever I want. And then I woke up and I wanted nothing but healthy food. I just wanted fruits and vegetables. It was wild, and I didn't see that coming. So a shift like that can be uncomfortable because you're feeling lost, right? Ungrounded. And so instead of, because this is what a lot of people do when they go plant-based and vegan, instead of trying to recreate old meat dishes, right, which would have just led me to add in all this fake meat products that are filled with preservatives and toxins and stuff like that, right? Because now I just might as well just kept eating the meat, because that was, instead of doing that, I said, let me just clear the slate, because I'm clearly in a new season. Take that winter coat off, take the scarf off, Lili, get them gloves out the way, and put on the appropriate outfit, right? And so instead of trying to remix the past, I said, let me just say, what is it that I feel I need now? What do I want out of my food? Oh, I just want some good food. I want something that's filling. I want something that has some texture. I want something that is creative. And then I made that the basis, instead of trying to come from bring the old and just to make me a little bit more comfortable. No. Let me just honor where I'm at, right? And what I need now, right? And when I looked at it, it was none of the things that I had before. I needed new things. I needed new material from scratch. And so when I did that, it became so much more fun, because now I just started to create these new dishes from scratch that just are good, and they're filling, and they got texture, and they got color, and then I get to feed them to my friends and family who think they're not gonna like it because they eat meat, and then they like, oh,
right, and they go, this is actually good.
Okay, so that's how that goes. So it's just like that in life. Like we don't need to try to bring the safety blanket into the new season all the time. Sometimes we have to know when to let go in love and gratitude, not in resentment and,
Right.
like I'm always looking to let go of whatever and be thankful for its presence in my life, because I wouldn't be here today. I love my life today, and I wouldn't be here without any of the elements that
That you
were in it.
absolutely.
Yeah. Lan Nicole, how you doing, boo?
Hi. How you doing? Oh my goodness.
So
You said Atlantico. I went
uh-huh. I'm like,
Said it
I'm not
real
really.
smooth. Said it real smooth.
First of all, beautiful, beautiful heart.
Thank you.
Beautiful heart. At the same time, um, I've felt this before. It's like so open, right? It's that balance with discernment. And so a lot of times, how can I word this? You're giving from a space where you're not allocating your energy wisely. Everyone doesn't deserve what, but because you're operating with such an open situation, open heart,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know. You just like, this is how I love. I love big. I love hard. I love,
Mm-hmm.
And then what does that bring? The betrayal, the disappointment,
Betrayal, hurt.
the hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what's going on. Usually when that happens, and what I'm picking up on, we're going back to this stomach again. There's an imbalance here.
Mm-hmm.
That is what's happening. This is overcompensating. This chakra is overcompensating for what's not happening here. Oh, and what's not happening here. I see what's going on. So it's overcompensating. So all the energy is being pushed here.
Okay.
Right? We all got our stuff. So don't be like, oh God, what's wrong with me? We're on Earth, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're in school. This is, our soul chose to come here so it can go to school, right? Earth is a school. It's a university. Right? It's the city of the universe, and it's a school. So in order to learn, you gotta go through your lessons, be
Go through
uncomfortable,
lessons. Yeah.
right? And so this one happens to be yours. So the challenge is how to keep this beautiful heart,
Mm-hmm.
but in a balanced way,
Okay.
where you're operating for more discernment on who you allow in your life, who you spend time with, because I feel it's like it's being siphoned, like you know what I'm saying. What I'm seeing is like, you ever seen that person, those people? Some of y'all might be these people. I'm not judging. The electricity turned off, so they saw siphoning from the next door neighbor. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Yeah, it's being siphoned from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. And I'm feeling the hurt from it.
Mm-hmm.
But like Shelly, it's okay, because the hurt is just the discomfort that you need to say, let's do something different.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you see, the thing about this, energy is your greatest source of currency. It is money. It is worth more than anything in the world. So think about it like this. If you're walking down the street and someone calls you every name in the book but a child of God,
Mm-hmm.
are you going to reach in your wallet and give them $100?
No.
But that's what we do with our own personal energy. We reward people,
Mm-hmm.
That don't just, so that's like,
Don't deserve it.
yeah, it's like rewarding like, what is it? Like rewarding bad behavior, which only breeds more because it's an incentive. It's like, oh, you know what? Leah she'll be all right.
Right.
She'll forgive me. She'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
And your soul is getting to the point where it was like, no, you're not all right.
Mm-hmm.
It was working before. You got away with it before, but because you're being, just like Shelly, you're being called to go to a higher place, that is not going to work anymore. Right. So you're being called to stand more in your own power, going back to the top of your belly. Because with Shelly, we were dealing more with the bottom of the belly with the sacral chakra. With you, I'm seeing the top of the belly with the solar plexus, your willpower, your boundaries or lack thereov.
Yeah.
right, are being trampled on.
Right.
That indicates self-worth, because I'm seeing self-worth as like you find just your worth, or you having like a lot of us have the illusion that our worth is in other people, and our success and all of that other stuff, not understanding that you just sitting there right now, you waking up, you going to sleep, you brushing your you're already perfect, you're already everything you're going to be. There's nothing outside of you that's going to provide that. But then but there's something that happened early on,
Mm-hmm.
that try to convince you otherwise, right? So then that's where the people pleasing thing came in at.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A
So
lot of people pleasing.
oh, I feel it. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's too open. So like with you, and with both of you, like I would suggest like a good sound bath, chakra alignment, and just kind of do that like once a week. Another thing, a salt bath, take a wonderful salt bath, with some candles, and just set some intentions that you're going to allow that salt to take these other people's energy off you, because you're carrying other people's stuff, right? Because now I'm also feeling this right here, which you're carrying other people's stuff that ain't yours. Give them people their stuff back. Yeah, give them their stuff back.
Absolutely. I'm trying.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's just that's your cross to bear, and we all have one. And so, but it's just that your soul is at the point where it's like we're done with that story, right? Because like what we are in this world, I'm gonna use this analogy. You notice I use a lot of analogies because I learn best and I teach best with analogies. Do you know what method acting is?
No.
Okay, so method acting, humans are like method actors. Method actors are like what you saw like Denzel in Training Day, or Charlize Theron in Monster, where they get so into that character. They are committed. They are going to be that character. They're not breaking character even after the director feels cut. Okay, now let's just say the soul is Denzel Washington. The character is the guy from Training Day. The soul is Charlize Theron. The character is Monster, right? So that's how we are. We come into this character, to this body, and we get so committed to our character that we get lost and we forget who we really are, right? And so the whole purpose, another thing with the stomach issues is coming up too, is like I said, that's dealing with identity. What's happening is something's stirring up in both of you where you're starting to remember who the F you really are.
Wow. That's deep right there. Right.
Yeah, I mean, a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Definitely a lot on that one. I feel that one right there.
Yeah, it's shaking some things up, and now you're starting to question things that you never questioned before. Now you're starting to see things from a different perspective. Now you're starting to see yourself from a different perspective, right? And it's kind of messing with you up here. You're like, hold on, am I tripping? Right? You just waking up. That's you're on the verge of a spiritual awakening, right? And see, what people think about spiritual awakenings, they think it's about learning something. It's about remembering. So we come in as a soul and get into this character, and we agree to have amnesia. So the whole point is to go through life, and we get these little clues and nudges, right, to try to get us closer and closer to remembering the sovereign, infinite soul we really are, not this limited character that we've created. And guess what? We didn't even create it, because we're going to go back to the stomach. The sacral chakra, that is dealing with like the identity. So that's the identity that you took on when someone said, you're Shelly, and we believe this, and you're Leah Nicole, and we dress like this and here, and we speak English, and we believe in this particular God, and we vote like this, and and you're just like, oh, okay, I guess that's how it is, right? not realizing that you bought into that from here.
Right.
Right.
So now you got all this stuff down here that you done bought that ain't yours. And your soul's like, give it back. So now your stomach is starting to empty all this fake stuff that's not even yours. Right.
Right.
And so now it's conflicting with this. Because you're still holding on to it instead of just letting it go and say, maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know the things that I thought I knew.
Right.
Is that a possibility? Right?
Yes.
So that's what's going on with both of you. And it's a really good place to be. At the same time, it's uncomfortable as hell.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you're all in good places. So solutions. Let's just talk solutions. First thing, Shelly, you right on it, grounding, because what that's going to do is clear. When I work with clients in the beginning, I'm always focusing on the first 3 chakras, right? Because everybody wants to go all high spiritually. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Right.
No, you don't. I promise you don't want to do that until you are grounded and until you got this stuff from those lower 3 chakras like clear as much as you can and balanced and harmonized. Then all these chakras will start falling in place naturally. This chakra here, that's really open, will be able to balance and won't be too open, be too closed, right? Because now we don't have these blockages going on, right? Mm-hmm. So it'll be able to flow better, right? And then it'll be able to flow to your throat chakra better. It'll be able to flow better. But you got to focus on those first 3 chakras, right? Like somebody said, you have to be ready for that crown. You do not want that crown opening up and you haven't done your shadow work. Because if that crown opens up, you're going to see your light in your dark.
Gotcha.
Right.
So it's important to do shadow work, which is going to come from your lower 3 chakras, right? And clearing it energetically. So that takes, like I said, grounding, doing sound baths, balancing your chakras every day. Just take 5 minutes to do it, right? I'm going to be doing more instructional videos on my page to keep it real simple, because I like to keep things simple and practical, because everybody just ain't got time. Like everybody, like me, this is my thing, right? Like when I was doing makeup, that was my thing. That's not everybody's thing, right? So I have to keep it simple for the practical person who's busy, right? But that's another thing too. Let's talk about that. Some of us are way too busy because we're trying to find our worth. We're trying to create our worth and our productivity. Mm-hmm. So one, if not both of you, are getting to a place where that's not going to work. Being too busy. You're being called to make more space for silence and you and allowing instead of chasing. You're not, you're divine feminine. You ain't got to chase nothing.
Right.
Right.
But we get scared because the society that we live in is like, if you're not doing this, you're not doing that, then you're not doing anything. And then nothing's going to happen. And it's like, because everything's energy. Everything's energy. So since I know that today, then I'm going to focus on the energy and then I'll just let it flow in. And that gives me more time to go play.
Gotcha.
Right.
That's why you like running in the grass, Shelly, because that's what you're meant to be doing. You meant to be playing more.
I know. I do. I take on everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we take our roles too seriously. See, it's important to be in the scene, but to be able to say cut and back up and like, damn, I killed that scene. I mean, I gave them tears. I rolled on the ground. I said a few cuss words. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did the thing, right?
I know.
That's the balance of being spiritual and human. Being able to be in your scene, feel those emotions, let them flow through without judging them, right? And then cut, back up, and be like, wow, that was dope.
Give yourself the moment. Yeah.
Give yourself the moment, right? But if we're too busy, we don't have a moment. We're on to the next thing. Right? So you're being asked to give yourself more moments. You're not meant to be that busy, and your worth is not going to be in none of those things. You already have it. See, the thing is, if you're not sitting long enough, you won't get the aha, I already am it. Whatever it is I think I'm trying to get, I am it. I'm all those things just cause.
Right.
Just cause I show up as that. Anything else is extra.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
That makes perfect sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And like with me, with my clients, I like to heal energetically, not so much mentally or whatever, because when you heal, energy covers it all, right? So then because what it's like is like 10 years worth of therapy in like months, right? Because you're not going and recycling the old stories again of what this person did. They did it. It's true. It happened. It sucked, and you're still carrying the energy. How about we work on plucking that from the root and transmuting that energy? How about we work on taking that grief and transmuting it into joy? Because energy is not created nor destroyed. So it's not going to go anywhere. So how about we just change it to something more useful that can benefit you and everyone around you, right? And with you, Leah Nicole, with like with turning that into useful, like what you're looking for, you have to give to yourself first, and then once your cup is filled, then you do from the then you start to give from the overflow, not until the cup is overflowing. Okay. And yes, it's going to feel selfish at first, but it's okay, because it has to come from you first. Like, it has to go to you first. You have to be okay at all times, or else you're not any use to anybody that you think you are, because what you're doing is creating codependent relationships. You're hindering people from their own, you're blocking people from their own consequences. Okay. And like I was saying earlier, we don't change until the consequences are great enough. So how dare you block somebody else's consequences by trying to save them all the time?
Right.
Who benefits from that? Nobody. But who benefits when you put yourself first and you make sure your cup is filled? If don't nobody else benefit, you do. But guess what? You think they're not, but they are, because now they're over there and have to face their own consequences without you always saving them. Right. Now it's challenging them to go within themselves.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
All parties benefit.
Right.
We know it's spiritual when all parties benefit.
Right. That makes perfect sense. Taking all of it in, soaking all of it in.
Yeah, it's okay. And like I said, don't beat yourself up. Like, this is just part of your soul journey. You agreed to come here to learn this particular lesson. Like, oh, that looks like fun. I want to learn how to transmute that energy. Right. That's it. And then you get here, you went to school. You in school, girl. Like, it's okay. Right. Don't take it so seriously. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it so seriously. Like, learn how to laugh at yourself. Mm-hmm. Because I be laughing at me because I am a mess. I be like, oh, you are getting on my nerves. Like you are so dramatic, because I was just catching myself at the end of one of my scenes. I'm like, bitch, you really did that. That is so true. Like, oh my goodness. You was really in that scene, So, but I'm in my scenes now because I know how important it is to allow the energy to flow. I used to be someone who blocked who would hide my emotions, who would hide how I felt, who was very, now, yes, everyone's should be privy to having, to all of your emotions, but they have to come out. For instance, with us that are working on our throat chakras, which I believe that's all three of us here, right? Sometimes we hold back the things that we need to say because we don't want to hurt someone. We don't want to rock the boat. Whatever reason, it's just fear or whatever. And then sometimes some things aren't meant to be said,
Right.
And sometimes some things aren't meant to be said right now. So that
Right.
doesn't, because that's an overactive throat chakra.
Right.
Because everything has to be balanced. So it always is meant to have an outlet to flow. So in those times, if I have an incident happen in the daytime that I realize it's not wise to release it now and say all the things I want to say because that'll be harmful. It'll be whatever reason.
I'm sorry. Excuse me for just 1 second. I'm so sorry.
No problem. I go home and I write everything down. I write everything I wanted to say to that person, unfiltered. Right. Like without judging myself for the language that I'm using, for how angry I am, because nothing's wrong with anger.
Right.
Nothing's wrong with rage.
Right.
It's just that I get to choose where I filter that energy, where it's going to go. So it's going to go on the paper so it can come out of my body, right? Mm-hmm. And then once I release it out of my body, now I can see if it needs to be communicated and how I need to appropriately communicate it so that, they can possibly hear it, or, so I can be heard. I can set my boundaries, whatever it is that needs to come out.
So, right. Yeah, I do. Right. I do this. I do that. I write down things when I'm upset. Or
you cuss them out?
I cuss them out. I sing about it. I might sing a song. I do. I journal. I sing when I'm angry. Like if I'm mad, I can write 20 songs mad, honey. Trust me when I tell you.
I love it.
I'd be like, okay, now I'm done with it. Yeah. I get it. This has been a beautiful show. It really has.
Yes, it has.
Very informative.
Yeah, very, very informative. I loved everything and everything. Everything was definitely so. It's like you read us so accurately. I was like,
right, it's like okay.
Everything was on point and to the T, very precise. Everything made sense. I really loved this show. Loved having you on.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a light read for anyone who's tuning in. So this is my coming out the closet show. And thank you, Shelly, because Shelly met me when I was in the entertainment industry. I was a model and acting, all of that fun stuff. And it was a wonderful season, a wonderful time. And I retired last January after having my own spiritual awakening where I remembered. And I was like, oh. And it was like, soul was like, spirit, God was like, no more hiding. Like no more dimming your light to make other people comfortable. Like right. It's time.
Right.
It's time. Right. So I spent the whole year last year just grounding into that. Right. And then this year, literally in January, God was like, okay, now it's time for you to go out and share everything you learned. And I'm like, don't nobody know this crazy stuff I've been doing. And don't know I'll be reading people and all that, And right. I promise you, 2 weeks later, with that, I'm not making this up. 2 weeks later, I was booked for 6 months solid.
Right.
Right. It was meant to be because I was what? Flowing.
Grounded.
And it came to me. And that's how I live. That's how I live every day. That should be normal. That should be our normal. Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm here to share from personal experience. That's my normal. Not to brag, but to show that this is how we're supposed to be living. And when it's not my normal in the small little periods of ink, where it's like, hold on, this ain't flowing. I already know something's off with the equation. Let me fix it real quick. And I can feel right into my body. It's like, oh, it's right there. Oh, it's right there. Let's go ahead and clear that up and let's get it moving. Right. So that's what I like to help with my classes to help them take their power back. Because the other thing is I'm not interested in being anyone's guru.
Right.
I'm not. I don't want your power. You done gave your power to too many people. You done gave it to mommy and daddy, the sisters, the brothers, the school system, the government, the job, the friends. No, take it back from all of them, including me, and learn how to take control of your life and what you're creating, right? Mm-hmm. And then you won't even need me. I always tell people my objective is for me to get fired. And over this past year, I've had 3 clients that we agreed that you don't need me anymore.
Right. They got it.
Yeah. Wow.
Because I'm not here to retain you. There's 8 billion people on this earth. Right. And so I need to get you back into your power quick so we can get somebody in your space so they can heal. And guess what? Once I get you in your power, automatically you're going to be helping other people get into their power, because you're just by standing in your authenticity, you're going to heal people just by being. Because remember, I told you, you ain't got to do nothing. You all the things when you wake up. If you're living and standing in your authenticity, you're going to heal people just because you're breathing.
That's deep.
That's very deep.
That's
very
deep. That is.
It's a reality. So I love you all for having me, because this means a lot to me. And Shelly, you know how I feel about you. It's been real. We have seen each other through different endeavors, and I'm proud of you. I watch you. You know, I was very quiet last year because I had to go within. And you know, but I was watching.
But I looked out for you. I looked for you. I said, "Where my girl's gone? Where she at? I ain't seen her."
Yeah. But you saw me pop back out. I popped back out.
I said, "There she go," and you was glowing. I said, "Wait a minute." You know,
right. I didn't even really get to put no makeup on today. I just got my little eyeliner and stuff because I was just running around. I have company in town from Atlanta. One of my girlfriends was here, and she's about to leave, but. So we've been running around, and I was like, oh my God, I thought the show was at 7, but hey, God, see, this is what I'm talking about. That's why I was like, I ain't stressing it. I'm like, she said it's 5. I thought it was 7. Let's just go sit your butt down, no makeup. It is what it is.
I love you so much.
Well, I like you with no makeup. You look very beautiful. Faces.
Honey, when you see that face beat to the gods, it's
glowing.
A situation now.
Like you're just glowing. Look like you're glowing to me.
Lili, tell everybody where they can find you and how they can, reach out to you if they want to, and come. You can probably cleanse some of these folks out here in this world. Tell them where to find you.
This is what I do. So if you're looking for soul reading, where I tell you your soul life plan that you agree to, your soul contract, and where you're at in it, what you need to clear and how to get there, let me know. That we do the 2-hour reading for that. Also, I help people to just learn how to heal their own energy, how to harmonize their own energy, and how to stay on top of it. Like, we go together, we clear it, we cleanse it, and then we get it back in order, and then you know how to maintenance it yourself, and then you go on about your life. Okay. So if you want to do that, you can reach out to me through email, Lili Washington 718, like the New York area code, at Gmail. I'm on TikTok as Lili Washington. I'm on YouTube as Lili Washington, and I am on Instagram at YB Limited. That's the letter Y, the letter B, the word limited. Why be limited? Why?
Why be limited?
Why be limited?
You're a whole infinite soul. Why be limited? I don't understand it. Why we limiting ourselves? We're not doing that anymore.
Yep.
And Facebook, Lili Washington.
Facebook, Lili Washington as well. Yep. So you can DM me, you can email me, but I love what I do. I was telling somebody, and I attract the clients I'm supposed to have. All of my clients, and this is a brand. No, all my clients is killing it. Period.
I like that.
They killing it. Ain't nobody draining me, because I already set the intentions to the universe that I only want my clients. I don't want nobody coming to play around. I only want mine. Right. And so that's what I've attracted. And they listen, when I went through my brother's murder a few months ago, because I have surrounded by people who are doing their work, they elevated me just because they was doing them. Because what it did was it challenged me to stand in my integrity, to keep doing the things that I done taught them and shared with them. Now the rubber done met the road. It's time for me to all this good stuff I've been telling these beautiful people that I got. I'm like, oh, what did I tell y'all again? I need what we doing?
I need some of that, right?
I need some of that, and so they kept me afloat just because they were doing their work. You see what I'm talking about?
Right. They
weren't out here trying to save me. No. They took care of them. And by them taking care of them, it challenged me to take care of me and stay on top of my stuff and know when I was okay. And then once my cup got filled again, then I was able to go back out and do what I do. And doing what I do has been one of the biggest healing tools for the grief and the loss and everything like that. So yeah, I love this stuff. It's magical.
Well, we thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so
Lili.
much for coming on.
Thank you for us being the first platform you
Yes.
came out on. That means so
Yes.
much to us. Like,
Yes.
you know, we adore you. Thank you so much. And we like, once again, you're always welcome on our platform. I'm gonna
Yes.
forever be following you as I always have.
Likewise.
You know, y'all, thank you once again for
Yes.
coming on our show. We really
Thank you
appreciate it.
so much. We appreciate
Yes.
everything you did for us. I'm definitely going to be following you and probably even reaching out to you as well.
Yeah, we could do some work, and I
Yeah.
just want to see you just step into your power and remember, oh, this is what, and this is who I am.
Right.
That's
Once
right.
you get there, do you know how dangerous you are?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thank
I'm just
you.
saying.
So
And I want to send love and light to all of your audience, and to you ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much for coming on. Well, everybody, that is our show today. Unfiltered at 5 with Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. I really hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I hope you learned a lot and everything. You got a little taste of what we've been dealing with and going through as well.
We're working.
Yes, we're working, definitely work in progress every day. But thank you guys so much. Remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow us on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. We're on audio now: Spotify, Amazon, Pandora. So you can always go back and rewind our show and watch. But we are Unfiltered at 5 with Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. Go love on someone, go hug on someone, go be kind, spread love and light to everyone. Thank you, and we love you all. Bye.
Girls, let's talk about it. Did you hear them talking about it? Oh my God, do you know this?
Oh my God, it's Shelly Live and Leah Nicole. Shelly Live and Leah Nicole on a roll. Lighting up the stream, the vibe is bold. Shelly Live and Leah Nicole, let's go. Kicking down doors, we make some noise. Grown folks talk with truth and voice. Doing it big, turning up the flow. Shelly Live and Leah Nicole, you know. Oh yeah, it's Shelly Live and Leah